What is up, guys? Zan for Forward Progress Madden, and in this video, we're going to take a look at my offense. So I started the year in New Orleans offense, and eventually, just from streaming and people knowing my YouTube channel, my league mates basically were sitting on all my routes in the New Orleans book. So I had to give them something different to look at. So I started running the St. Louis playbook, and I think it's one of the better playbooks in the game. It's pretty slept on, to be honest with you. And I'm going to do a quick video, basically just a quick coaching seminar on how I like to run this offense out of the St. Louis playbook. So our base formation is going to be the shotgun U trips weak. Now U trips weak is basically a wing tight end formation. You're going to have trips to the right, but your split in on the left is not going to be out wide. He's actually going to be lined up in the slot area, but on the line of scrimmage. As a result, that's going to give you pretty good ability to throw the deep ball down the seam against cover three. So I use it kind of as a compression set in a way, but also because it's spread out on one side. So you've got compression to one side, spread to the other. There's a lot of good route combinations you can use, and it's just in general one of the best formations in the game. So what I like to do is typically I will put a player in the slot that is a possession receiver. Honestly, if you don't want to lob the ball, I would probably end up putting Randall Cobb in the slot, and then Devontae Adams as your receiver on the left. Now, important to realize your number one and number two receivers are actually next to each other on the right side of the formation. So if you audible out into any other formation, you're going to have to wait for the receiver to run all the way to the left side of the screen, because he is actually going to be switching with Devontae Adams, who's your number three receiver. So your audibles have to be quick. So most of my audibles that I make are immediately after breaking the huddle. So that way I don't get set, then audible, have to wait. My opponent gets time to set up plays, things like that. So go ahead and take a look at it. My base play that I always come out in is PA Pat's Cross. Now, obviously, I already did a video on this. You can check out the video. I don't want to waste too much time in it, but for those of you who haven't seen the video, this is a play that I run against every coverage. The only coverage that really stops this is cover two. And you're going to notice that I'll throw this out route against press coverage every single time, just to anticipate the break, deliver the ball in rhythm. It's a monster coverage. The other thing is that zone coverage doesn't stop it either. If your opponent has a flat zone over there near this receiver, they don't pick it. As you notice, if they're in the area of the tackle box, the play fake that we employ is going to hold that flat zone just long enough that the separation on the outside is going to be enough to throw that ball out wide. So you can run it to either side of the field. You just basically have to be worried about if your opponent were to base a line, then the corner that's over the lone side receiver would play outside of him. Then you have to watch to make sure that he's not in a flat zone, because a flat zone will pick it off. The other thing we like to do is against man coverages, we can hit this crossing pattern over the middle. It's monster, and that's why you're going to put a guy like Randall Cobb in the slot, because he's going to get you separation. The ability to run and make plays after the catch is huge. So that's PA Pat's Cross. You also have the delay route to the tight end, but like I said, watch the video that I did on it. It's going to go into a lot more depth on my base play. So what other plays do I run out of this formation? Well, we have the halfback power. I'm not going to waste time breaking down a run. Basically, just read the box. If you think you have the opportunity to run the ball, go ahead and do so. It's not really the best run in the playbook. When I want to run the ball and establish a run, I'm going to use a different play, and I'll show that here shortly. But what are our other plays? Well, let's go ahead and look at wide receiver curl. That's a very nice play as well. So in this game, if your running back is on what I like to call a table route, so a table route is not necessarily a swing pattern. It's not a wheel where you're going to throw the wheel into the flat. A table route, the running back is going to run to the flat, but he's going to get upfield more before he breaks to the flat. What that's going to do is provide us with some good quick passing opportunities. Again, make sure that your opponent doesn't have a baseline flat zone out there. But even if they do, what we're going to do is simply streak X and RB. What they're going to do is be shell breakers. They're going to run down the seam. Like I said, if they're in a cover three, you're going to be able to have the lob possibility to either Devontae Adams or Randall Cobb. Also have to watch out for the free safety. If they're pretty fast free safety, good play recognition, might not be able to fit the ball in there. But against a cover 3, you'll be able to lob it down the middle. And the other positive is that X on his streak is going to pull any flat zone back for 2 or 3 steps, allowing us to quick pass it. So as you saw there, that flat zone that was on, supposed to be covering Lacey, actually dropped with the seam. I'll go ahead and show you the instant replay here. Look at the outside linebacker. He drops and takes a couple steps back, not covering the flat like he should have there, and we're able to throw the ball quick in the flat for a first down. We'll go ahead and do it again here. This quick pass is pretty good. Right there, like I said, you have to watch out for the cover 2. That flat zone was able to play it. Go ahead and run it one more time. Again, all the routes are going to pay more attention to the streak than they are the table route by the running back. So this is kind of like an extended run game type of play. You're just going to be able to throw the ball to the running back out in the flat against zone coverages. Now against man coverages, you've got tight end on a curl. Curls in this game, obviously overpowered. You're just going to throw them low. That was goal line, so don't pay attention to goal line. You've got this this tight end on his route over the middle. It's pretty money, except for when you've got a hook zone playing to his outside. You don't really want to throw that ball. I'm just trying to run this play as many times as possible to give you guys some reads. Again, against the blitz, you got the running back in the table route. It's always a good pressure release. Last read on this play is, Jordy Nelson. He's going to be on his curl. He's going to run the curl versus zone. He'll run to the inside and sit down in the middle over on his hitch. Versus man coverage, he's going to run a straight curl, and then you can throw that ball low, as always, and pick up pretty good yardage against most corners, because curls thrown low as they're turning around are very overpowering on this game. So it's really a simple read and react, making reads offensive play. This isn't really a play I call too often. It's more often than not like a play I'll run on like third and 5, 3rd and 6. But I do have stronger pass plays in this formation. So go ahead and show you some more of them. My next favorite is the play Pat Slot Out. So Pat Slot Out is great because of Jordy Nelson's route. He's on this post route, but it's much flatter than, say, Andrew Corliss's post. You can run any sort of route combination you want on this. I typically will streak the running back out of the backfield because most people are paying attention to Davante Adams on the out route from our base play. So they're going to put a lot of flat zones out there in that area and try to get them to play him. That'll open up the inside pass to Lacey as he cuts up field. But that's not even your primary read. What I like to do here on this is create a high-low read between Randall Cobb and Jordy Nelson. Randall Cobb's going to be on the hitch. He's going to pull flat zones down, allow us to deliver the ball to Jordy Nelson. And then in some zones, he might be able to sit perfectly in between a couple hook zones and allow us to throw the hitch down low. So here, again, we're just going to throw this hitch because his guy backed up off of him. We didn't really want to fit in that ball to Jordy Nelson there. But, again, now we can. You saw that he bit down on that hitch and we were able to throw that ball. Simple high-low read on the outside. And that's something that there isn't a lot of those in Madden. These high-low reads on the outside are huge because they are going to allow you to attack an area of the field that most people aren't comfortable using. That right flat is not an area that most people jump to. So, and then also, you've got the skinny post to Andrew Corliss as we get hit there. The skinny post to Andrew Corliss is just a simple football read. If it's open, you throw it. Don't force it. It's not really a great user catch route, in my opinion. When you do try to user catch it, it's throw the pass lead high and then just try to go make a face catch animation. Really not anything that we throw too often in this play. And that post route does a fantastic job against man coverage. As you saw there, Richard Sherman was all over Jordy Nelson, and we still were able to throw it for pretty good gain. I do want to show this pressure release out of the backfield. Every once in a while, you're able to throw this ball out of the backfield to Eddie Lacy hot down the seam. Pretty good play. So moving quickly, let's go and run another play. How about tight end option? That's the play with the tight end option. It's called, tight end deep option, obviously. This is one of my favorite plays in the game. Again, you have one of those really, really good flat post routes. Davante Adams is on it this time. I like to curl Jordy Nelson over here on the outside. And then if you want to face throw him, you can always put him on a streak. Again, you're just going to run kind of a hitch combination over here on the outside. You've got a quick pass to the right to Cobb if the blitz is off the right side. You've got Eddie Lacy on his route as he cuts upfield against a blitz off the left. But again, you're looking for this post route in the seam as KJ Wright makes a nice play. It's very, very effective. Not as effective as the one from Pat Slot Out, because as you can tell, Jordy Nelson's post is a little bit, it cuts quicker than Devontae Adams on this play. So you just have to make a simple read. As you saw there, the flat drops again with the post, so you have the ability to throw hot to Eddie Lacy out of the backfield if they're playing all over that post route. But against man coverage, against zone coverage where they're paying attention to the underneath, I typically will be able to throw this post. So this is a combination I'll use. I'll streak Corliss, I'll drag Cobb, so that way Cobb will play underneath the hook zones and pull them down. As you can see there, he pulled him down. I just want to take a sack and show you. That'll allow you to throw the ball over the middle between the hash marks on that post route. So that is one of the, that's the other post play that I run. Last but not least, this is one of the best plays in the game. I showed it to you already. Halfback slip screen. I showed there's a video on that as well, so I won't break it down for too long, but my setup on this play is very simple. Streak Corliss, just in case they're using a linebacker and they get aggressive on Randall Cobb, you'll be able to throw that ball down the seam. You're basically going to read the defense. You have two options to throw this screen. You can throw it to the running back or you can throw it to the drag, depending on who your opponent wants to use her, because they're going to see the lineman pull on their blocking assignments, and they're going to jump to your screen. So they're either going to jump to the seam or to the running back, or they're going to jump to the wide receiver. You just have to decide which one you want to throw to. Super great play. And also it's got the PA end around route on it. One of the only screens in the game that has that PA end around. As I'm getting sacked here, I want to try to show you some instances that PA end around route is a very good route to throw quickly over the middle. You're obviously going to want some catching traffic right there. So the setup is basically just streak the tight end, drag the slot receiver, and just follow your blockers after you catch it. If you want to avoid a lineman being in the way, simply put Eddie Lacy on an out route. Defensive linemen do not recognize out routes as slip screen options, so they won't be in the way, and it actually gives you pretty good blocking with having an extra guy there and Eddie Lacy to block for you if you throw to the slot receiver. So that is halfback slip screen. Now moving on, I'll break down another formation real quick. We're going to audible into it. Imagine audibling into this out of the huddle, and I'm going to show you why you have to do so. We're going to be able to audible into the formation tray open offset, and we're really only going to run a couple plays. Face throw option, stick nod, so I'm not going to break down how to face throw. There's a million tips out there on how to do that, and stick nod has been broken down ad nauseum. So obviously the stick nod route is great. But when we audible into tray offset, watch how long it takes for the guys to run across the field. Jordy Nelson has to run clear across the other side. So when you want to run this, you need to audible into it quickly. Wide trap, one of the best runs in the game, because it's going to trap the outside most technique. You just have to be aware that if your opponent is blitzing on the side that you're running to, there's a decent chance that they're going to be able to get a guy in there and be able to tackle you. But if they're sitting back in a basic coverage, which a lot of players do, a lot of players just run like coverage defense and sit back and try to adjust, then you'll have the opportunity to really gash them. And I'm talking, 60, 70-yard runs, because this really is one of the best runs in the game. You just audible into it. I'm hoping this isn't a blitz here, because I'm eventually going to get a chance to show you. So it's a unique run where you're trapping the outside guy rather than an inside guy. And then you're going to complement that with the inside zone. As they start to stack the outside, blitz outside, you're going to be able to run inside, create the double teams on the weak zone, and really gash them up the middle. It's simply a read the box type of situation in this. A lot of these concepts are basically football concepts. I'm not breaking down glitches or anything. And then last but not least, we have PA read, which is all crosses. You have the ability to throw to Cobb if he gets inside position. You can throw to Adams if he gets inside position, or you can throw to Corliss So really it just comes down to making reads again. I mean, that's levels concept. You got deep, short, and an intermediate, all to choose from. And they do a pretty good job of beating their man if in the event that you have man coverage. I'll try to get you a chance to see a man coverage play real quick. So yeah, here's man coverage. As you can see, Randall Cobb gets inside position on Richard Sherman there. So that's a pretty solid, you know it's going to be their type of read. I just threw it against zone and man for you. So you know that that's there as well. I do want to show you quickly what this offense is like once you get in the red zone, because as you're seeing, it's a lot of passing. Once you get into the red zone, if you put a receiver on a fade, it's going to make your quarterback throw a high ball to any player on the field when you throw it. So as you can see here, we put Davante Adams on a fade, we put Jordy Nelson on a slant, Randall Cobb on a streak, and we're going to be able to throw this ball to either Corliss or Nelson. And you just throw a simple bullet, and they're going to get a high animation, a high catch animation that is only able to be caught by you, which is fantastic once you're in the red zone, because you don't want to take risks throwing the ball and having them be pickable. So here I'll show you throwing the ball to Jordy. Gets a, Jordy beat his man there normally, but get the ball a little bit closer and show you that the slant could be thrown on these situations as well, and they get some really funky animations. So I'll try to throw one to Jordy right here. So he gets that high ball animation in the red zone. It's money, and this is a really, really good offense to run when you get in the red zone, because you have those two plays with the post routes. I'll show you real quick. The post route to Jordy is ridiculous. You can just throw that ball high, and he'll go get it for a touchdown. You can throw it to the other side on that tight end option play. You would just have to fade somebody else, so go ahead and fade Cobb. And then when we throw this ball to Davante Adams, he'll go up and get a high ball animation. He drops his there, but you can see he goes up and spec catches for it. And then you have the ability to throw the tight end ball to Corliss. And you have to make sure he's going to cross the goal line before you throw it, or else you get throws like that, and those can be picked. So kind of a tip within a tip there. Once we get in the red zone, we're all about throwing posts. So we can throw the post to the tight end, the post to the outside receivers, or you can throw a slant if you really want to. Try to throw one to Randall Cobb. I don't think his angle is going to be good enough. Yeah, he gets a high animation there. You just have to lead him towards the end zone with an up pass lead. And that's basically what we do once we get in the red zone. You can get a good spec catch animation out of the PA and around route. What I recommend is not running the screen at all. So what I'll do is max protect, and then fade Nelson. And then you can throw this ball to Adams, and he'll get a good animation as he cuts across the field too. But be aware, you can't throw the screen pass, because like I said, it throws every single ball. It throws every single ball high. So you really don't want your slot receiver jumping to catch a pass here on this play. So I'll show you. Watch how we throw this ball, and Cobb has to go jump for it. Well, if we actually make it a good throw there, but... So we try to throw this ball to Randall Cobb. See how he jumps? It automatically causes him to jump because you have a fade on the field. So if you really want to throw that screen, you have to make sure you take the fade off the field. So that's going to be it for this part of the video, because there's a lot more to it, and I don't want this video to run like, an hour long or anything. So if you don't mind, give it a thumbs up. Keep your eye out for part 2. I'm going to be doing a part 2 for this probably tomorrow, and releasing that as well. I'll be breaking down some of my other secondary formations in this. If you have any questions, feel free to leave them in the comment box below. And if you have any gripes or complaints, you can hit me up there or on Twitter at Zan_4PM. And I'd be happy to help you out there as well. So until next time, get in the lab and good luck.